to all you space engineers out there. It's Commander Kingfish here, and I am back in Space Engineers 2, working on the alpha playthrough. And so, as you can see, I've been kind of working away on the base here a little bit. We can, well, the last time I finished up and I got all of the production equipment in place. I got the smelter, the refinery, the fabricator, and the assembler. And kind of the idea was to try to figure out which order you should be building these. So I kind of determined smelter should be first, and then the assembler, and then the refinery, and then the fabricator. But first off, I wanted to mention, now I get these videos done about a week and a half ahead of time. And so I have been looking at the Steam webpage for Space Engineers 2, and they just announced today, actually it was late yesterday, that on Monday, March 23rd, they will be releasing Vertical Slice 2.2, the mechanical blocks and weapons, which this is going to bring rotors and pistons. It's going to bring weapons and combat basics, area welding, and production lines to the game. And I've also read that it was going to be bringing a better GPS system, so hopefully we can look forward to that. It's also going to expand the exploration with new moons, asteroid rings, and clusters. And then they're going to be introducing additional planetary events and weather, along with trading and economy foundations, and then customizable controls. I know a lot of folks have been wanting to be able to set their keys up differently and key bindings and stuff like that. So that is coming. So this video will be released on Saturday, and this coming Monday is going to be the new release. I will be watching the video and then starting a new playthrough. So today what I want to try to do is get as much of this building done. The other thing I did, we'll come back in here, and I went through, and I'll just do it here with the smelter. I went through and looked at each one of these and determined what kind of ore that each one of these particular production machines will be using. And so like the smelter actually needs a little bit of everything. It needs iron, silicon, nickel, copper, cobalt, magnesium, lead, gold, and chromium to make its different components. The refinery takes uranium. Well, actually, let's go to the assembler first. The assembler takes nickel, copper, gold, cobalt, lead, chromium, iron, and silicon. Just about everything that the smelter needs. The smelter has magnesium, but it looks like that's about the only thing that the assembler doesn't need. And then if we come to the refinery takes uranium, magnesium, cobalt, platinum, lead, silver, iron, and gold. So that is all the ores right now that you need to create parts. Now the fabricator, we come over here and we take a look at the fabricator. It just requires parts. So if we come like to the mainframe, it requires hard drive and motherboard, which is produced by, I believe, can't remember if it was the assembler or the refinery. This takes platinum electrode, silver rod, and superconductor, which those are produced. So if we come over here, the refinery, come over here, and we see that the refinery produces the platinum electrodes, which requires the platinum. So that's kind of a bit of a rundown on what the production machines are going to be using and what you're going to need to build those out. And then the parts that you can build for everything else that you need to make here in SE2. Now, I don't know what else is going to, what the pistons and the rotors are going to require as far as to build those, the weapons and stuff like that. So that's going to be another learning curve. But let's go ahead and look at what I've gotten done on the building so far. And what I wanted to accomplish today was try to finish getting this building, look at a couple of techniques on what it was going to take to build this out. Now, one of the things I did find in the last episode or the last video, I was building out these corners, and I found an interior wall corner. And so actually, instead of using what I used over on the other buildings, which was also an interior wall corner, but this had with a side, I found just the interior wall corner. If we go into G, we can take a look at them right here. Scroll down. And so that's the interior wall corner. This is the interior wall corner with a side. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the difference is other than that it has one extra on there. And so I don't know if you're supposed to be building with that or what the options are, but it's a matter of playing around with it. So I've gone through and put these corners in, and what that did was allow these to build out much more consistently and be able to pretty much fill everything in all the way across. Now, I put a corner in here. I've removed the old one, and I'm going to have to finish this with one of the that's the corner, so I'm going to have to finish this with let's see, one of these pillars, and let's see which one is it that I have. That's the flat. Let me turn it here a little bit. Yeah, this is the square one. I think what I want to do is put it in right there. Yeah. So, and then I do want to turn it. And if we do that, there we go. So that will complete that wall out coming across. So let me grab some materials. Oh, I want to show you kind of what I've got going on up here as well. So I'm kind of just playing around with some of this stuff, and I think it's a matter of just kind of getting used to the different components. Now, if we look at this right here, I put in a triangle because I've got an angled pillar in across there to kind of give it that little bit of a slope. And then I've put in walls for the roof. And so if we come over here, now one of the things that I didn't quite, what it does is it puts these a little bit out of place, or you have to fill in the gaps. And so I used a half panel here, and then I used 3 of the square pillars in right there to fill that out. And then same goes for here. I used detailing blocks, and I used the angle blocks to finish that out. So let me go grab some iron, and you can kind of get a better look at what I've done on that. But that's part of getting used to everything that's available or to start building in SE2. It's going to be a bit different than what we were used to in SE1, where we just had the full blocks or the half blocks, and it couldn't really fill in the different spots because it was taking up a full voxel when you put something down, where these do not do that. These take up just the space that they're in. So if I wanted to come in down here now and put in a light, I could attach a light right to that. and it's not going to take up. And then I could put another wall in right here at a certain, whatever depth I wanted to. So that is going to be one of the main differences of getting used to building in SE2 versus SE1. All right, so we'll get this here finished off. And hopefully I've got enough ores and stuff to be able to do this. Come on, there we go. And then let's come out over here, because I know I've got some stuff to build here. And we just kind of go along. And so you can see each of these will kind of fill this in. Now, the detailing blocks doesn't really give you much in the way of detail. It just kind of fills things in, which is fine. I think overall it's going to look just fine when we get done here. And so that's what the roof's going to look like. You can see what the windows are going to look like in here. And so let me go ahead and get some more of this built out, and I'll catch back up with you here in just a little bit. Well, as you can see, I have made some progress on the building here. It takes a bit to get stuff laid out, and I have managed to get the walls in. This wall's all in, obviously, and so is this wall. I got the door in. Not sure, not real thrilled about where those windows got placed, but that's where they're going to stay for now, and at least for this build. I've got this wall mostly done. I just got to weld those up, and I'm running out of iron ore. I'm going to have to go and get some of that. But I kind of wanted to show you where I was at on this, and I had I had the half panels in along through here, but I had them overlaid by one square, so I had to take those back out, and then I'll re-put that in. Matter of fact, let's do that right now. Let's see if we can get that in place. Turn that like that, and then I hit Control. Control. And I should be able to run these all the way down to there. I think I got to take that last block out. Yeah, there we go. This is going to end up getting filled in with detail blocks, because I don't have a block that will fit in there perfectly. And so I'm going to have to use detail blocks to finish this section out. I'm going to be able to use the long pieces, these right here, and these should fit right in. If we do that, let's make sure we're lined up here the way we're supposed to be. And I should be able to do the same. Actually, I want to flip that over. And then if we hit Control, then I can just kind of run that down to there like that. We can get the next one in. Control. Oops, I think I lost. Where did I put that? I think I put it in the wrong spot. Okay, I think I had put it over into that block there. So let's try this again. There we go. Down to there. And let's see if we can get this last one in. Gets to be kind of tricky here in some of this where it doesn't necessarily want to line up the way you would like for it to. Okay, I think that's it right there. Yeah, there we go. All right. I just got to weld those out, and that's going to take iron ore, which I don't have. But I did want to kind of show you, give you an idea on the size of some of these iron deposits. I got that one all mined out over here. And so we'll be able to take a look at how big a deposit that was. And it kind of varies. There are some small deposits as well, but if we come down and into here, you'll kind of see now pretty much this whole cavern was iron ore. So that kind of gives you an idea of how big some of these deposits are. I'm kind of hoping for some bigger deposits, because once you get a mining ship built, you can easily come out and pretty much clean that all out in one pass. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this out. We don't need that here anymore since there's nothing left. And then you'll see way off in the distance, that's a silicon mine, so I can get silicon out over there. So I'm able to find where that's at. I did run into some cobalt around and through there, and then over and in there was a nickel deposit. So, if in case I need those. But I am going to have to find some more iron here to get this built out. But I did want to get the building kind of fully laid out before I take off and go after some iron ore. And I'm pretty close to having that done. I just got to finish building, laying this out right here. So let's go ahead and get the angled pieces in. And if we go to 2, 1, and then let's that one right there. Okay. This in. There we go. And so that is all in. We just have to paint that. I got this in down to here. So I'll show you what I was going to have to do here. And, well, let's go ahead and get this angled in on this side as well. That down as far as we can. Right there. Okay, might have to take that last piece out. Yeah. Take that out. Now, we'll go to the detailed block. And if we go to block 6. And let's get the... There we go. Let's get it into place here. I should be able to run that right along to there. Okay. Now, it's going to be kind of the tricky part. I think I need to do this. I need to finish filling this out. And I need to go back to... Oh, I keep wanting to do like I do in SE1 and use the middle mouse, but I need to hit R to change these around. Excuse me here. I need to grab a little drink of water. There we go. Now let's flip this down. And let's see if we can get it into place here. I think right there like that. There we go, yep. Let's run that along down to there. Do the same thing right here. And we'll do one more. Okay. And I should be able to put my angled piece in. Let's run that down along there. Like that. All right, so that, so again, I don't have a full corner block that I'm aware of, but let's put in a, we can put in this piece right here. There we go. All right, that just leaves this little corner here. And the way I am going to have to do that, we're going to go back to our detail block here, and we're going to get the full block out. And so we're going to run it. Now, I think if I hit Control Shift, I can do this. Come down here. There we go. So I was able to put that on. Now each one of these requires being welded, and I don't like to use the detailed blocks that much because each one of those is a 1 PCU as opposed to the full panel, which will use less PCU on your blocks. So now we have to just put in that's the one I want. We just have to put that in. Put that in like that. Run that down to there. And then we'll rotate that. That will go down to there. And all that's left, put this triangle piece in. Then actually all that's left is to weld all of this up, which I know I don't have enough iron ore. I'm going to have to go find some of that. And I'm not sure if it's going to be easier just to fly up to like right up there where I know I've identified iron, or to hunt around down here on the surface. The problem with the ones down here on the surface, they're not necessarily all that big, but once I get the iron ore, I can get this all built up. So let me go find some iron, and then once I get that, I will come back and catch up with, or I might, if I'm out there flying, I might catch up with you at the asteroids where I end up mining for the iron ore. So I'll catch back up with you here in just a little bit. Well, just to give you a little bit of a feel, I'm here at the asteroid. As you can see, this has silicon, gold, and iron, and I'm mining the iron right now. Now, you can see I put a block there where I can find my entrance in, and I think this opens up. So this will kind of give you an idea of what it's like up and in here mining. You can just kind of, you don't have to worry about picking up stone because there's no stone, which I don't mind that, to be honest with you. I just would like the ore deposits to be a little bit larger. And once we get a little farther in here, you'll kind of see that there's been some mining going on, or apparently this is how you could get into it from this way as well. So, but I just went in straight in from that one spot right there. And so we're going to kind of fill up a backpack full here. I don't know how much I need to take back. Let's get back out here. There's sledge. And I might fill up one container with iron. Probably not this one, at least get enough for, well, get this one maybe 3/4 of the way full. I would like to find some ice up here, and I should have some marked somewhere, so. But I just wanted to kind of give you a feel for what it's like to up here mining on the asteroid. I always like to continue to open up the entrance as I'm working my way, so let's grab that. All right, well, I'm going to get mining some more iron here, and I'll catch up with you once I'm done mining the iron. Well, I think I've got enough iron, and I got one more. I'll kind of show you what this deposit kind of looks like. We've kind of taken out a lot of stuff here, and there's still quite a bit left in here. So there was one. Where did it go? Might as well. I hate leaving pieces behind. Where is it? Right there. So you can kind of see how deep this is. That's all iron out through there, so that's going to be fairly deep. And let's get back out of here. Oh, broke through a little bit there. That's one of the reasons down there on the surface and up here, obviously you're using your jetpack. Now I'm going to leave that there. That'll make it easier. If I do have to come back to get more iron, then that'll be easy enough to find. But let me go ahead and dump this in here. Now I would like to find some ice, and I don't think I have any ice identified. So I also wouldn't mind finding some chromium, and I need to get some more uranium. So while I am at it, I am going to go and grab some uranium. And it looks like my ice mine and my uranium mine are all a little over 100 kilometers away. So I'm going to go and do that. I'll catch back up with you once I get over there to the uranium and the ice mine, and we'll grab that. And then maybe I'll find some chromium along the way. So I'm going to keep checking, and then that's the only thing. Oh, and platinum. I need to find some platinum. And I don't have any platinum identified up here. I don't believe. That's lead. And that's copper. I don't think I do. So I'm going to head on over to the ice and uranium, and hopefully I'll find those other two ores along the way, and we'll grab some of that, and then that's what we're going to end up doing. I'll finish building out that building down there, and then I'd like to try to make one of each of every part, and that's why I want to find the rest of those ores that I need to do that with. So I'll catch up with you at the uranium and ice. Well, I just got lucky with this asteroid that has uranium and ice, so I don't have to go all the way back to where my uranium and ice mines are. The only other thing we got to find now is chromium and silver, and I haven't seen any silver come up, so we may or may not be able to find those. But let me get out and mine these, start mining this ice, which is right down here, and we'll get a bunch of ice. I just needed it for the hydrogen. So let me kind of get some of this all loaded up, at least get the ship back to 100%. And then I'll get the uranium, and then I'll catch back up with you once I get that done. Well, as you can see, I am heading back to base. I didn't find all of the ores. I wasn't able to find chromium or platinum. I did find titanium, magnesium. We picked up all of the iron that we need. Now if I can just get landed without crashing. takes a bit, especially once you've got a load. You can't quite aim exactly. You can see my kilometers per hour is going up. So I've kind of got to continue to do this to keep from getting too much speed going down. So you just kind of got to cruise around. And so far, so good. In all the playthroughs, I have not yet crashed my ship, but I tend to be kind of cautious when it comes to flying. I try to be, you know, pay attention. I don't build ships very well, so I kind of depend on, once I get a decent ship, I kind of depend on wanting to keep it working. So let's start swinging back and around. Oh, we have picked up quite a bit of speed. And all right. Let's see if we can swing on around. We'll just kind of cruise right through that gap. And see if we can't get landed. We'll actually land on the connector since I have all this ore and stuff. This really is amazing as far as on the planets themselves. Alright, we can just start swinging back around. I see our base down there. It would be nice to know what our elevation and stuff is, but hopefully we will get that kind of navigation system come Monday with 2.2 being released. Vertical Slice 2.2. That's what we've been waiting for. And I see the base there. All right. Can't start slowing this down a little bit. Leveling off. And just start dropping in elevation. And start getting lined up. Okay. I think as long as you're not going faster than 72 kilometers per hour, you shouldn't do any damage from what I understand. I haven't tested that, so I don't know for sure. Maybe that's one of these days we'll do a test on that and see what happens. When we have plenty of ships to just crash and leave debris around. That was one of the other things I did notice up there when I was hunting around, though. I did see a lot of unknown signals. Now, I didn't bother to go over to any of them. So, mainly what I have found with the unknown signals, though, you don't get a lot of, you get some basic parts, a lot of steel plates, which that in itself isn't bad. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing landed. Alright, forward a little bit. Let's come on down. That should line up. I think it says we can connect up now. E. There we go. We're locked on. And let's turn stuff off. Lights. And our ore detector. We turn that off. Now we should have plenty of ice and stuff for this thing. We're at 100%. Although it's not going to really matter. I am going to be starting a new playthrough. Here we go. Now we're on the ground. That was one of the things I didn't... I hope they get that fixed because I've got the thrusters and everything turned off. But you can still hear the thrusters working. So they're not actually cutting the sound. And I know that's been turned in and talked about. But if we come over here, we should be able to do this. We go to sledge. And there is all of our iron. So we can unload this thing. There's the titanium. And the magnesium. I might have actually already had some magnesium. I did. But we've got some more now. And the uranium. Put that right there. The ice we can leave on there. There is the silver that I found. And there was more titanium. And there's more iron. And again, we'll leave the ice on there, and I think that's about it. All right, we should be able to kind of finish building this building out. And if we come over here, I should be able to access my iron. Now, I went ahead and had finished getting all of the holograms up and in place. So let's do this. Let's grab a bunch of iron. And
inventory full.
We will go ahead and start building this out. Come on. Oh. Why are you being picky? See, that was the difference. I hope they do. We're supposed to get area welding, and so that should help, I think. But it does get to be a bit of a pain in the butt when you're trying to weld and you can't make contact. But we should be able to get this all welded up now, painted, and probably that'll be about good. All right, we should be able to just kind of start right here. Kind of fly along here. Let's get that done. And I already did this corner. That's already in. Let's do this side. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long, actually. Okay. All right. Oop, I missed one here. Now we should be able to do this whole upper roof. It's struggling a little bit here. Let's see if we can do it this way. I get down and we just walk along right here. There we go. And we're almost out of materials, of course. We'll go over here and grab it real quick. There we go.
Inventory full.
All right. Yeah, it's been fun playing so far. I actually enjoy Space Engineers anyway. I've got a lot of hours into it. So, it's going to be interesting to see, to get used to the build. I think what I like about it so far is, well, just the detail. It really looks like a planet that you're on. And I think that that'll make it more immersive. And then we'll see what kind of challenges unauthorized action. Sorry, I got a little bit too close. There we go. I am looking forward to Monday. I am going to watch the YouTube. They'll do a review on YouTube. It'll probably be about an hour, hour and a half long. It's on YouTube and Twitch. And I think I do have their links down below. But you'll be able to find it at their website, and it'll be listed on the Steam page. You'll be able to find it there. So it should be interesting. Missing materials. Get some more iron. You saw how much iron I brought back, and we're already gone through a lot of it. That's one thing. I hope the iron deposits are a little bit bigger, so that you can mine your iron and be able to get enough to really kind of build with. Make it worthwhile building a mining ship and stuff like that. Alright, I tell you what. Once I get this done welded up, come on. Okay, once I get done welding this all up and painted and everything, I'll catch back up with you here in just a little bit. Well, I think we're going to call it good right here. I got the building done for the most part. If we fly up and swing around, nothing fancy. I've got, 4 walls and some windows and a roof on it. And it's got the floor and it's got the parts in there. We managed to get it to all fit tight. You can kind of see the little bit of difference here because I had to use the detail blocks on that. And so, I think that's going to be a little bit of getting used to on the patterns and stuff. But I got everything painted and everything in. And if we come over here, the only other thing I wanted to do today was make a part of each one. But I did finish that second reactor, so both reactors are in. And as soon as I finished this reactor, it actually pulled uranium in. So that's good. That was good to see. All right. So we've got the reactors, we got the power room. I was able to land the ship and into the dock there. We just didn't get all of the plates built out, but that's okay. That would have used up all of the iron that I have left, and that still wouldn't have been enough to do all of this. So iron's going to be a commodity, I think. And then, of course, we've got this room here, sort of a makeshift sleeping quarters and whatnot. If I had the decorations for kitchen stuff, I would have put a kitchen in here. But we've got the O2 generator in and the survival kit, and it's functioning. We've got the gear forge, and of course there was a bathroom and everything. We've got the gear forge so that you can make your upgraded equipment there. And then if we come in over here, we've got the smelter, and we can make one. Let's produce one of those, and we can produce one of those, We should be able to produce one of those, and one electronic part, one motor, one of those, copper wire, turbine blade, grid, magnesium powder, lead bar, gold, and chrome coating. I can't because I don't have any chromium. So we're gonna, that was the one thing I wanted to find. So we were able to make all of those parts. And then if we come over here, we should be able to do the same. That takes gold and cobalt. And then this takes cobalt, lead, and gold. Radiocom, silicon, and copper. Heavy duty plate is iron. Chemical synthesizer, I need chromium, and so I can't make it. The copper and gold for the ion chamber. Pressure pipe is nickel and lead. Nickel and cobalt for the combustion chamber. Copper and gold for the motherboard. And nickel and copper for the compressor. And then I think we can make everything in here. That takes lead. I couldn't find platinum. I didn't find that. We'd be able to make that. Magnesium we would be able to make. The uranium, enriched uranium. And the stainless steel. We'd be able to make all of those except for the platinum. Which means over here we would be able to make all the parts, so we can make the mainframe. We would be able to make that because we can make silver. No, we wouldn't because we can't do the platinum. This we would be able to make. I found titanium. That we would be able to make. That I think we would be able to make. And that and that. So we pretty much did everything. So stay tuned. This coming Monday, Vertical Slice 2.2 is going to be released, and I am really looking forward to it. So hopefully you enjoy these videos. I will start a whole new playthrough once Vertical Slice 2.2 is released, and I will start that a week from now. So the following Saturday there will be a new video up and for Space Engineers 2. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap this up right here. It's been a long one today. All right, all you engineers out there, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the video, and please subscribe. That will really help out the channel. Okay, engineers, keep your heads low, keep building away, and don't get shot. And with that, Commander Kingfish is out of here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.